When it comes to emerging economies, Africa is receiving a lot of positive coverage, especially in the Western media. Now, perhaps it's because the continent boasts of some of the fastest growing economies, best tourism spots, abundant natural resources, rich culture, great music, and a growing middle class. Africa 54's Paul Ndiho has more.
If you were to read any economic forecast on Africa written by the World Bank, IMF, the African Development Bank, and other multinational corporations in the last couple of years, you would notice that Africa's narrative is changing. Many economists say in 2016, sub-Saharan Africa's GDP is expected to grow at 4.5%, making it the fastest growing economic zone in the world. As a result, many international firms are setting up local and regional operations. Tourism on the continent is set to spur more economic growth and directly employ more than 7 million people by 2021, according to a World Bank report. Another study titled Millionaire Tourism in Africa says that around 43,000 multi-millionaires visited Africa. South Africa was the most visited destination for the super rich. Other destinations include Nairobi, Kenya, Masai Mara in Kenya, the Serengeti in Tanzania, gorilla safaris in Bwindi Forest, and Bujagari Falls in Uganda, Victoria Falls in both Zimbabwe and Zambia. The UK-based World Travel and Tourism Council says the influx of tourists means more money coming into the continent, accounting for nearly $50 billion in revenue in 2015. The continent prides itself of having the best land for exploring real beauty. For example, African mountains, savannas, and rivers are by far the natural assets found on the continent. The hospitality sector is experiencing unusual rapid growth. According to the report, Sub-Saharan Africa is benefiting most from the expansion of hotel chains and the corresponding increase in the number of available rooms. The vast continent is so rich and diverse in its culture. This is not from one country to another, but within individual countries, where many different cultures can be found. Africans are rocking the fashion runaways in New York, Paris, London, and primarily promoting Africa's fashion industry and lifestyle brands. Perhaps even more importantly, Nigeria's Nollywood film industry is rising in popularity. It's a $5 billion industry churning out nearly 3,000 movies each year. Since its inception over 20 years ago, the Nigerian movie industry has remained one of the largest employers in the country. And analysts said that the industry earns the third highest revenues in the world after Hollywood and Bollywood. We certainly cannot talk about Africa's beauty without talking about music, which is very much a part of the continent's culture. If you're passionate about African food, then you have something in common with a lot of Africans. They are passionate about making Africa's mouth-watering food locally and even continental dishes that has earned them the title of the best cooks in the world. Most African dishes are comprised of a rigged portion of sauce or fish, goat meat, beef stew, and this trend is evident everywhere you go in Africa. Paul Ndiho, VOA News.
Well, and that's our show for today. Be sure to watch Africa 54 on our website at voaafrica.com. For more news, tune in to VOA's evening radio show Africa News Tonight at 1800 UTC and in the mornings to Daybreak Africa between 0300 and 0600 UTC Monday through Friday. Thanks a lot for watching from all of us here in Washington. Have a good night.